Cover your motherfucking ears.
Oh, good times. Oh, sorry about that. Let's get it together right now because it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for week old news.
That's right. There needs to be more pointing on your end, Chris.
Yes, more pointing. Welcome to Week Old News, where we talk about all the news that was new a week ago. First up, Nintendo results for Q3 of fiscal year ending March 2026. Go Nintendo reports on this lovely business here. So let's see. Nintendo has just shared their financial results for Q3. Blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. The Switch 2 has sold 17.37 million units worldwide in total. Switch 2 software sales have reached 37.93 million units worldwide in total. Switch has sold 155.37 million units worldwide in total. Switch software has reached 1,500,160,000 units in worldwide total. Just a bunch of big numbers here. It's officially beaten the DS as Nintendo's best-selling platform ever, and I'm going to choose to believe that it is the best-selling platform ever, just because I don't necessarily believe that PlayStation found those extra units that they said a while back.
Like, they absolutely found them. They would lie about that. A lot more. Come on.
Out of nowhere, I promise it's true. No, their financials have been quite lovely. They sold a bunch of stuff. There was a big stink about how Metroid Prime 4 didn't land on the million seller list. It did sell over 1 million, but combined between Switch and Switch 2 versions. I would love to see that breakdown, honestly.
But doesn't that count? That counts.
Because they're technically two different SKUs. So,
no, I know
it counts by all logic, but on their reporting, it doesn't count because each SKU has to sell that specific thing. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe hit 70.59 million units.
It's a really good game.
That game's never going to stop selling. It's kind of amazing.
Nor should it.
Yeah, hard agree.
It's a great game.
They reconfirmed a handful of estimates. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Animal Crossing, Mario Tennis Fever, Pokemon Pokopia, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park. You really gotta knock it off with this stuff, guys.
You really Yoshi fucking have to stop. We made a lot of fun of Squeenix and their Kingdom Hearts bullshit.
This is a horse of a different color. So the thing that's bothering me is that we just had a Nintendo Direct and there still just isn't a lot on the calendar this year. And the whole thing with the Switch 2 was like, no, we're going to be ready out the gate with great new software at a great cadence all throughout. It's like, all right, Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and
Pokemon. Not for us, but
not for
there was Pokemon for the holidays.
Pokemon Legends ZA, but again, Legends ZA was a Switch game. Prime 4 was a Switch game.
Yeah.
Yes, they had Switch 2 versions, but that's that game, but running better. It's not a different
thing. Fair. That's fair.
Where's the Switch 2 software? Like, they're just leaning so hard on reselling Switch games. But
dude,
this
I'm
isn't
still asking that question about the PS5. Like, I know there are a lot more PS5 only games now, but there is still a fair chunk of PS5/PS4 games, and we're 6 years into the system.
This isn't like the Wii U, right? The Wii U, repackaging Wii U games on the Switch was a great idea because nobody played those games on Wii U and they were good. So let's get them on Switch where we have a new audience. We're talking like Super Mario Bros. Wonder sold a butt ton of copies.
Yeah.
Not that long, just a few years ago. Like, who cares about it?
A minute ago.
This is ridiculous. I want more original content and I want to know where it is. But anyway, their financials were good. But if you'll allow me to piggyback onto this next one, because I don't have much to say about it, it's directly related. GameSpot reports Nintendo stock nosedives following earnings report despite record-breaking Switch 2 sales. And this is why I hate all of this. Oh my god.
We're selling more than we've ever sold. They have sold more Switch 2s in this already than the entirety of the Wii U in its entire fucking lifespan. But because the profit margins are lower, the stock is taking a nosedive. Now, that is partially, as mentioned in that article, amid the rumors of the price hike. And look, when there's this much smoke, you're going to find some amount of a fire. Maybe it's a campfire, maybe it's a 3-alarm blaze, but the Switch 2 is going to go up in price. It's going to. It has to. Every fucking thing else is. There's no way this... I would be so fucking shocked if it didn't.
I don't know. I feel like they're gonna keep... Look, Nintendo is in a different position than these other companies. They have this obscene war chest, and they are making money off the Switch 2. So even if the profit margins are slim, they could potentially get away with not raising the price of the console. Especially since they've already dipped their toes in the water of making the games themselves more expensive. They are still making a lot of money.
But not enough money. Clearly, right. Because
not
the
enough
stock
money
has
for the stockholders, but Nintendo has famously been like, they march to the beat of their own drum. It's difficult to say. Like, I think you're probably right, but I'm not willing to say that it's definitely going to go up because...
Man,
it doesn't necessarily have to. And
I
feel like they priced it at 5. Like they overpriced it from the get-go to prepare for this. So that they had the opportunity to go down if it came to it, but also like they wouldn't necessarily need to go up. So I don't know. I think that's a difficult thing to predict. I think there's a little bit more to it than that. Like I know everything's going up and I know they probably feel like they could get away with it. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of factors. I think there's a decent amount of honor going into it. So, and
man, I hope so.
Maybe someone somewhere in that company thinks it's important to maintain some degree of goodwill among the customer base.
Yeah, it's a nice thought. GameSpot reports. It is. That we didn't even fucking talk about this when the direct happened.
This is why I put this here. So
there was
make up for last week.
There was another new little teaser dropped for the Super Mario Galaxy movie where Yoshi eats Kamek and blasts into space in this trippy new teaser. Look, we know I am not the biggest fan of the Super Mario Brothers franchise as far as video games are concerned. I fucking loved that movie. I thought that movie was just fucking awesome. And
super fun.
Everything I have seen for this sequel looks fucking great. It looks great.
Mouser in it. It's got
a Mouser in. Like Mouser was there.
I think I saw Claw Grip in there.
I think so.
Which is difficult to say, but it's. I feel like we're gonna get the whole Super Mario 2 crew in there.
Yoshi looks great. Like Yoshi looks awesome. This is It looks outstanding. It gives me so much hope for future properties. You know, one of which we'll talk about in a little bit because I'm really not sure where this one is going to go. But it gives me so much hope, you know, and like the same way that the Fallout show does. Like Fallout just ended, season 2 just ended, and it's completely different from the Super Mario Brothers shit. Obviously, it has to be. But it's so fucking
source material.
I mean, it would be awesome if fucking Cooper was walking around with a Yoshi instead of dog meat. I mean, that would just be kind of fun. But like, it gives me a lot of hope. You know, I feel like we're maybe really at that point where we can expect things to be good and not be surprised pleasantly when they are. You know?
Take video game properties seriously, respect the source material, and Who knows? Maybe you can
Son
make
of a
a good
bitch.
movie out of it. Or a good TV show.
I mean, because I think that's kind of fair to say that that's kind of how we felt about the first Super Mario Brothers movie is like, holy shit, that was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
God damn, not like
that's the thing. It's
not
a Super Mario
expecting
Brothers
it to
movie.
be so.
Even in a world where it's about respecting the source material, it's not like there's deep lore in Super Mario Brothers. Like,
no, there's not.
Unless you go into the RPG territory, which was never the point of the movie. Like, if you're just talking about the basic games, the story's never been all that deep. But they got it. It's
about a plumber from Brooklyn who is fucking tripping balls hard as fuck, man. Like, he's got some really good shit or some really bad shit. Either way, that dude is in a fucking room by himself, just fucking zonked. Like, what the fuck? I'm seeing shit and there's dinosaurs. It's fucking dope.
They put Kid Icarus in that movie. Like, he was playing Kid Icarus in his bedroom.
I know.
That was just like, that was for
great,
me.
man.
That was for me personally.
It was great.
My heart.
Yes.
All right. Gizmodo reports that my mouse isn't scrolling. I can't. Why is this all the way down? It's like hidden by ads. Move screens. Oh, it's about accepting cookies. Whatever. Gizmodo reports HBO is making a Baldur's Gate TV show. Last of Us showrunner Craig Mazin Smith will work with Hasbro to pick up on the story of Larian's smash hit RPG Baldur's Gate 3. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, so like, I don't give a shit about Baldur's Gate, not because I feel any certain kind of way about it. I've just never played it. Similarly to Fallout, I'm now expecting this to be good. You know? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's possible. Yeah, if it's
that's
HBO,
where we're at.
They have a pretty good. HBO's got a pretty solid track record.
Yeah, HBO has been doing really good stuff. I still kind of feel like A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is like the CW version of Game of Thrones.
We haven't touched it. We finished Fallout and we were watching Wonder Man. That's all we're at.
Oh God, Wonder Man's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Give me all of your Trevor Slattery. Give me all of your Trevor Slattery.
There is a moment in episode 8 where Trevor and Simon are on a balcony and they're talking about acting, and Ben Kingsley should get, at the very least, Best Supporting Actor for this fucking scene alone. It is so powerful and so good. It is. I was fucking crying listening to him talk about that. It's fucking beautiful. But
I love that they've made him into a character, like, for real.
Yeah.
Because he was I thought he was a brilliant punchline in Iron Man 3. I thought that was hilarious. And then the fact that they brought in the Mandarin as a character in Shang-Chi, which was very good, and he was awesome in that.
Yeah.
But now they're really
Morris!
using him, and it's just...
You can see Morris! It's outstanding.
Anyway, what the hell are we talking about? Baldur's
Gate. So Baldur's Gate, I just threw that in there because I saw that pop up today, and it's like, look, HBO's fucking killing it with The Last of Us. You know, they do really good work. The Fallout show's great. Hopefully this Baldur's Gate show is great. Because this next story, I don't even know. Polygon reports that Sony continues to go all in on generative AI with podcasts that are voiced by video game characters. So Sony is trying to...
all of that.
Yeah, I hated this entire thing. They're seeking a patent to create AI-generated podcasts that would be individualized for players. So, like, I don't exactly know what this is, how long these would be or whatever, but the idea is that you would boot up your console and there would be like a recap of news and some game recommendations, some trophies that you got or that your friends just got, just kind of give you like a quick rundown of like things that have been happening in your your PlayStation experience and like things tangentially related to your PlayStation experience. It says in the article that they might even make a joke or two at the player's expense or whatever, all in good-natured fun, but that the hosts would be AI-generated voiceovers of PlayStation characters, and I just could not fucking hate any of that any more than I already do. It is... Who wants that? Who wants
Sony.
to... Who, right?
Sony wants that, yeah.
Why though? Like, who? Why do I want to turn on my PlayStation and have Kratos be like, "Boy, your friend Rob got 6 trophies." Look, good for fucking Rob. I don't care. Good, yay! Rob and I will fucking talk about it later. I don't want you to fucking, or like Daxter. I can't even think of what Daxter's voice says. Like, fucking hey, buddy! Whoa! Did you know that's a terrible Daxter, or maybe it's a great Daxter? I don't fucking know. I don't remember. Yeah, but like, I don't fucking want that.
No,
who wants that?
I don't like it.
Oh god, it's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
Really want the bottom to fall out on this as quickly as humanly possible.
God, I don't know that it's going to, but Jesus Christ, I hope it does.
Speaking of Jesus Christ, Toy Arc. Best transition ever. Toy Arc reports Hasbro lands the Street Fighter license. Well.
For the
Hasbro,
movie.
Huh? For the movie.
For the movie.
I don't know, man. I don't know about this movie. I just don't know about this one.
So
maybe it's gonna be great. I don't know. I just don't know.
Okay. As we were just talking about how I expect things to be good now when video games are related, I don't expect this to be good at all. I just don't see how it can be. Cody Rhodes, I like professional wrestling a whole lot. I like Cody Rhodes just fine. I don't see him as an actor carrying a motion picture. Roman Reigns, another professional wrestler, and also like fuck WWE and whatever. Like, but just speaking of the company taking that part out of it, thinking about like the individual performers, like Roman Reigns as Akuma, like no, I just don't. I think, but all that being said, if you think back to the old G.I. Joe shit that Hasbro did, or the old Street Fighter shit that Hasbro did when Street Fighter was a part of the G.I. Joe line, like, I don't know if you remember those figures,
Oh, I remember
Chris.
those figures.
They're fucking awful. However, Hasbro does a really nice 6-inch super articulated Marvel Legends style line for G.I. Joe called G.I. Joe Classifieds. They are gorgeous figures. I love them. I've only purchased 3 of them because otherwise I would have to have all of them, right? They're so good. If we can get some of those old Street Fighter designs in superposable, highly articulated, well sculpted, well painted, this will be the greatest toy line of all times. Chun-Li, her Street Fighter figure, her Street Fighter G.I. Joe is such dog shit. It's so great. I'm so excited.
The only one I can picture right now is the Blanca one.
Oh god, the Blanca one was
being.
They're
not
bad.
Great.
No, they're legitimately bad. But yeah. Oh god, I'm looking at a whole bunch of them right now. There were vehicles the Beast Blaster that came with Blanca and Chun-Li, but they were in exclusive colors. Blanca was blue and Chun-Li was in a red fucking outfit. God, these are so bad. They're so bad. Like, and the amount of part reuse that you can see on the fucking characters, like Balrog is just terrible. But anyway, I'm fucking excited about figures for the movie. Let's do it. Make it happen, Captain. All right,
you're up.
So, sorry, it's my turn. Who is this? Engadget reports that Sony's holiday PS5 sales dropped 16% compared to last year. However, the company has now shipped 92.2 million PlayStation 5 consoles around the world. But sales, even with that, sales were down sharply over the holiday season. During its key third quarter, 1.5 million systems less than last year, so 16%, which makes a lot of sense, right? That everybody's fucking struggling. Sony did really, really well earlier in the year. Now PS5 sales are starting to slow a bit. And what I thought was interesting and why I included this is because there were also a bunch of articles that have come out recently talking about how, at the end of last year, we were starting to get the rumblings of like PlayStation 6. It's coming sooner than you think. Fuck, I just turned my camera on. I'm over here now.
The tracking, yeah.
Now I'm over here. So now I gotta, so like the stories were coming out that the PlayStation 6 would be coming out quite soon, and now stories are starting to come out of like, maybe not so fast. Maybe we'll wait a little bit. It's okay. Then you get that piggybacked with sales being down, and it makes a lot of sense. Like, there's just no need for it yet. Clearly.
Couldn't agree more. There's just no need for it. Well,
this next one.
Let's see. SDHQ reports Valve confirms RAM and storage shortages for delayed price announcement for Steam Machine. That sentence does not work. Are they trying to say that Valve confirms that RAM and storage shortages are the reason for delayed price announcement for Steam Machine?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not what that sentence says.
No, it's not.
Noah Kupetsky? Are you AI? Or did you...
No. Steam Deck HQ is a decently run site.
Okay.
Not even decently run. It's a well-run site. That's maybe just not the best headline.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Well, that tracks. I mean,
yeah, it's so
RAM and
Steam
storage is going to be a problem. That's just the way it is.
Steam put out a blog post because last year, right, they made this big announcement: the 3 new things, the VR headset, the Steam Machine, and the controller. And they said these are all coming out. These are all coming out in early 2026. Right? They made that announcement in November, and we still don't know the price of any of that stuff. However, Valve put out this blog post and said, the memory and storage shortages you've likely heard about across the industry have rapidly increased since then. The limited availability and growing prices of these critical components mean we must revisit our exact shipping schedule and pricing, especially around Steam Machine and Steam Frame. Right, which makes sense. Like, the RAM is not affecting how much the controller is going to cost. Our goal of shipping all 3 products in the first half of the year has not changed, but we have work to do to land on concrete pricing and launch dates that we can confidently announce, being mindful of how quickly the circumstances around both of those things can change. This thing, while I think it's going to be awesome, and I really, really want one, I really think this thing's going to end up being like prohibitively expensive. I don't see how it couldn't be at this point. If they're coming out now, 4 months later, and being like, fuck, guys, we don't know. Sorry. You know, that sucks.
I still don't really know what to make of these things. It's not really the kind of thing that I was all that jazzed about to begin with. But yeah, it's starting to smell like they're going to be super expensive. I don't know. Computers are expensive. I'm sure they're still going to find an audience. Folks love Steam. So.
Oh, sure. And look, like, the Steam Deck is expensive. Yeah. Steam Deck OLED is expensive. And
it's a spicy meatball.
It is, and they don't necessarily have to, like, compete against the Switch 2 and PlayStation and Xbox or whatever. Like, it's certainly going to be a more niche product, but I think they would certainly like to be in the conversation, right? Like, otherwise, why do this? You know? Doesn't make a ton of sense. Everybody's already buying the shit on the computers they have. Like, you're obviously trying to reach a different market. They're trying to find a reason for Chris Randazzo to want a Steam machine. And if it's $2,000, doesn't matter how good the rest of the shit looks. You know? I can't afford to even get in the fucking door.
Nope.
So.
None for me, thanks. I'm driving.
Yeah, I'm full. Let's see. Time Extension reports that Panzer Dragoon Saga. Let me try that again. Panzer Dragoon
Saga.
Sega Saga. PC port was abandoned in 2020, but its developer is motivated to work on it again. I've been itching to make some progress. The developer behind Panzer Dragoon has gotten in touch with Time Extension to clarify some things. It says the recomp started a long time ago. We've been talking about that a little bit more here. That seems to be something that's gaining a lot of steams with this fuck. Seems to be gaining a lot of steam with this era of gaming. So he says that that process started a long time ago, around 2015, trying to make progress on and off. It was started under the impression that the code was lost. The game was programmed not like a traditional RPG, making everything a bit impractical. The locations, battles, interaction is custom, requires manual implementation, right? Which is not something most people are going to then go do. Other people have since picked it up. There has been renewed interest, though, and this is something that we might actually get to see. Which, again, I think this kind of native PC ports of these games that never got PC versions can fix a lot of the issues that emulation has, can get us close to, you know, perfect versions of these games, and can then further preserve these things in perpetuity, which is always a good thing, I think.
Hard agree. Anything that gets Panzer Dragoon Saga closer to being more readily accessible to people is good by me.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful game that I've never finished, and it's not very wieldy even on original hardware. Like, if you have, like, I have the game and I have the Saturn, and it's just not a very wieldy experience.
Right.
I would love to see it on modern hardware.
I like that. Yeah.
Moving right along. Go Nintendo? Is that what I'm looking at? Yeah, no, Nintendo Life. Nintendo Life reports Nintendo expands Switch Online's Game Boy library with 2 more titles. Yoshi for Game Boy, who cares? Balloon Kid is here for your perusal. I love Balloon Kid. I have always loved Balloon Kid. And when I saw this, I just about flipped my brain off. It was just like, huzzah! I had just gotten back from a relatively difficult evening, and then I came home and the Flyers won, and that was a really exciting game, and then I turned on my Switch and Balloon Kid was there. But, so what I always do is whenever these updates happen, I will also update the Japanese version to see what happens there. And oh boy, happy I did that because the Japanese version got Balloon Fight GB, which is a Game Boy Color remake of Balloon Kid. Not remake, but a fully colorized version of Balloon Kid with an added map screen and a different title screen that looks really nice. It's marvelous.
Why wouldn't they put that on the American one?
I'm not sure. So Balloon Kid's weird because Balloon Kid was never released in Japan, and Balloon Fight GB was never released in North America. Right. So they just put the ones that were... They did the same thing with Donkey Kong Land 3. Donkey Kong Land 3 dropped on Nintendo Switch Online in black and white in North America, but in Japan it was released on Game Boy Color. So the Japanese app has the color version of Donkey Kong Land 3, whereas the North American one doesn't. It's just weirdly regional. I don't know, but yeah, I've been playing through the Game Boy Color one for the first time because I've never played that one. I never really gave that one a shot. I never, downloaded it on EverDrive or emulation or anything. Right. And now I'm playing through it in color, and it's just as wonderful as I had hoped it would be. Balloon Kid's such a fun game. I love this expansion. And like Yoshi's a solid puzzle game, but the NES one already exists on there, and the NES versions, it's in color. It's got a bigger play field. It's just it's just better.
It's a better experience.
Doing these Game Boy ones on here too, because there are people who liked these puzzle games and they played them only on Game Boy because Game Boy was quite the machine for puzzlers since it came with Tetris. Right. I don't know why you'd want to play the Game Boy version of Dr. Mario when Dr. Mario for NES and Dr. Mario 64 are already on the service. But if the Game Boy version of Dr. Mario is what you are used to, what you put hours and hours into, then sure, I'm glad that that's there as an option. I love that they're doing stuff like this. So go play Balloon Kid. It's great.
Outstanding. IGN reports, we'll get more into this here in a couple minutes, but Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, is going to be on the game card. Fallout 4 and Oblivion Remastered and Skyrim are code in a box.
Code in a box.
I don't know why. I'm happy at least one of them is on the card. That's pretty cool. Like we were kind of talking about that in the Discord a little bit this week, just about going back and forth about I was talking about it anyway, and it led to a little bit of discussion just about, again, physical versus digital and all of those things of like, I'm buying these games physically, but even still I'm installing the entire game onto my hard drive anyway, so why the fuck am I buying this physically? Again, why am I taking up more space with this? Whereas at least I know with certain Switch games, I know that I have the entire game here. No matter what happens to this, it's here.
I will plug this in and it will work. It will function the way that it's intended to, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm happy to see that at least one of them is on there. And man, I am so cautiously optimistic about what you are going to think of that fucking Indiana Jones game.
Yeah, I'm pretty curious about it. I'm glad the Nintendo Direct happened when it did because I'm supposed to write a preview for Indiana Jones. Now I have something to go off of. So yeah. Before we get to that, actually no, we should probably get to the other thing. We should probably get to the Nintendo Direct first. Where did I put that? Oh, is that down here? All right. So let's cover this partner showcase.
Okay.
I don't think there's a ton to really discuss here. This was a partner showcase, so I went into it with zero expectations because I usually don't care about much in the partner showcase. But it kicked off, I thought, with a pretty nice game, Orbitals. I hadn't really heard of this before.
So this was previewed previously. I don't remember where, but this is not the first we've seen of this.
Is this the first we knew that it was a Switch exclusive?
Maybe? That might be true.
Either way,
it looks awesome. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, the visual style is crazy. It looks like 80s/early 90s anime. Like really, really does.
Yeah, it looks
very
great.
Impressive. And it looks like it's a split fiction type thing. It's a full-on co-op experience. Split screen vertically. You can do game share. It just looks really fun. I'm into that one.
I thought this looked really cool. I'm really excited to play it with Tiff. When they showed that split screen thing, though, it did the thing that you said split fiction do, and I think that's just it just seems like such a swing and a miss of like, if I'm playing it on my handheld and somebody else is playing it on their handheld, why the fuck am I still getting split screens?
I think thinking more into split fiction, I think the reason is that there are puzzles where you need to be able to see what's on the other person's screen. Like, the way it works is you guys should both be able to see what the other person is seeing at the same time. I don't love it, but when I'm thinking about it logically, when I think back to specific puzzles in split fiction, I'm like, yeah, I was looking over at Greg's screen a lot while I was playing that, so I could see what he was seeing, so I could help direct him better. But I don't know that necessarily makes for a better experience. Like,
is that you telling him what to do because he couldn't figure out the puzzle?
No, it's more like he sees things from his perspective, but if I'm all the way on the other side of the room, I can see more of his surroundings and be like, no, point over that way. There's a thing up there that you can't see because you're facing here, but if you look up there, you'll see a thing. I can see it because I have this wide view of where you are. Like, it's that kind of a thing where, yeah, being able to see each other's screens actually does add to the puzzle elements. So I think that might be why it works that way, but I still don't love it.
I mean, maybe if there was like a way you could toggle like a size or something, I don't know. It just feels like, specifically in handheld mode, it feels like...
It feels wrong. It feels like if we each have our own screen, then we should each have our own full screen, because as much as I like to be able to see the other thing, I also would like to be able to just have a whole screen. Like,
this is a smaller screen. Like, on my gigantic fucking television, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
You know, we all have big TVs. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Even my fucking computer monitor, my whatever 27-inch monitor this is, more than big enough. You know, but we're talking about like a 7-inch screen. You don't need to take away 3.5 inches. You know, that's significant at that. But regardless of that, I think this game looks incredible. I think this looks good enough to be like a day one pickup.
It's certainly, I want to see more about it, but yeah, I'm interested. There was Paranormasight, The Mermaid's Curse. Apparently this is a series I know nothing about, but some folks seem excited about it. I'm just going to kind of rapid fire some of these.
Yeah, just looked creepy.
Something extremely important. Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters. The
only thing about Paranormasight was in the trailer they were like, and a detective, and a this thing, and a housewife who's investigating murders. And I was like, what? The fuck is the housewife here? Anyway, that was the thing that stuck out about that.
We're getting more Captain Tsubasa anime soccer.
Sure.
Tokyo Scramble. Not for me. So Valheim was interesting because apparently it's supposed to look like that. I don't know this game very well, so I'm looking at the trailer like, that ain't looking too good, but apparently it's supposed to look that way. So I don't know. It looks like Minecraft-y sort of thing. Apparently it's a really cool game, and it's impressive that it's even running on Switch 2, but yeah, very, very not for me.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight is getting a Switch 2 edition, and they're like, with increased frame rates and something like, I don't remember there being any problems with the frame rate on, like, I mean, I'd like to see a side-by-side comparison, but this was one of those things like, did this need a Switch 2 edition? Was there...
I don't think it did, but...
Okay, but
it's
sure,
free.
It's free, exactly. Yeah, so that's cool. eFootball Kickoff.
Yep, that's a shit name.
That's a bad name. I don't know. What was wrong with Pro Evolution Soccer?
There was a thing, and I don't know why it was a thing, but there was a thing that I didn't care enough to like really look into. But yeah, there was a thing.
But
yeah.
I trust you. Speaking of bad names, The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. This game, I'm just not crazy about HD 2D stuff. The Square's approach, like I get it, it's neat looking, but I don't really like it all that much. And I think this name is terrible, but this game looks kind of neat. Again, not for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I want to like this more than I do.
Yeah, I guess. I'm fine with liking it exactly as much as I do, which is not at all.
Yeah. That's fair.
Speaking of things that we don't like, Super Bomberman Collection.
Yeah.
Again, this is cool. Way to go, guys.
Yeah.
Collect the Bomberman games. That's great. You should do that. And I won't be buying it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks incredible.
Yep.
Again, I don't know what magic they're working on the Switch 2 here, but this is a really good technical showpiece for this platform.
It really is.
Looks just incredible. I'm surprised we didn't hear anything about the third part. I kind of expected them to be like, and the third part is coming day and date to Switch 2.
Yeah, that seems to be the rumor.
That's the rumor.
They have not. Yeah, they have not announced that officially yet. I would imagine maybe at Summer Games Fest is when you will get like that. Feels like a big announcement, not just like on this partner direct. But man, what the fuck do I know?
Capcom's Pragmata. I haven't tried the demo yet. Kind of forgot the demo existed. In fact, why don't I download that now? Maybe I'll play it over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the PS5 demo because this is coming to both platforms, and I imagine it will play better on the PS5. I think this looks cool. I'm very interested in it. It's a new Capcom IP. So like,
girl looks so creepy.
Yeah, she definitely does.
So creepy.
But it's new Capcom IP, and like that always at least has my attention. You know?
Yeah, I do. I get it. It has my attention, clearly. I'm talking about it. I'm downloading the demo as we speak. I like that I can do that. I can just go to their website and download the demo.
Yeah, that is cool.
So that'll be available the next time I turn on my Switch 2, which will probably be in the morning. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's still something that's not quite rubbed me the right way about this game, but I hope it's good. I hope I'm wrong. I usually am. Did we know Turok Origins was a thing?
I don't know. The only thing I cared about in this trailer was that they highlighted the fact that you can switch between first and third person. And that is just what I want in every game. I know that's not realistic to expect, but I want that in every game. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle would have been a 10 if I could have played that in third person.
But no, you don't get to look at a digital Indiana Jones butt, so...
and that takes it down a significant amount of points in my estimation.
Knocks down some pegs.
It does.
Kyoto Xanadu is a game that's coming out.
So was this the part of the trailer? Yeah, this was like in the trailer. They were like, now let's look at some animazing games. Like these are all anime inspired. And I'm watching this with the family, and Tiff goes, well, what the fuck have we been looking at so far? I was like, yeah, that's fair.
We've got Digimon story. Wow, Hopper is barking at someone.
Get him, Hop.
I don't think. Yep, it's Karen. She's home. I see her walking in the. Because I have a window above my desk above the back door.
Bite her butt.
Wow, he is losing his mind. Digimon Story Time Stranger. I still can't believe Digimon is still a thing.
Still a thing.
Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok. Sure.
Yep, lots of names there.
Not? Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection. They just keep making those. This was interesting.
That looks really cool, but I will never be okay with calling them monsties. I am not a child.
Yeah.
Fucking stop it.
No, I wasn't cool with that at all.
Yeah.
So we got some Arcade Archives stuff. It was like, I didn't expect to see Arcade Archives on during a Nintendo Direct. That's kind of neat. But they're also doing console archives now, which the freaking Cool Borders was on there, and I was watching a video earlier today because I looked at it, I was like, wow, that looks exactly like the PlayStation 1 version of Cool Borders. That's pretty cool because I was watching a video earlier about how PlayStation 5 has all kinds of filters and stuff on their PS1 games. They don't look like PS1 games anymore. This was spot on. That very unique, specific PS1 era visual style. That was pretty wild.
That PS1 era jank.
Yeah. This is interesting. And what's weird is they're like, and the first two games are Cool Borders and Ninja Gaiden 2. So we've got a PlayStation game and an NES game that is already on Nintendo Switch Online. So
I don't know who this is for. I really like.
Honestly, I don't know who half the Arcade Archives are for either. Like, there's all these Egg Console and Arcade Archive games. Like, who's spending $8 on that? Clearly somebody, because they keep making them.
They do keep making them.
That's cool. I mean, but at the end of the day, if it's like $8 for a perfect version of Cool Borders on your Switch, sure.
I'll pay $8 for SSX Tricky. I'm not fucking paying $8 for the first Cool Borders. Like, they made more and they made them better.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll get to those
give me the good Cool Borders. Don't give me the shitty first version. Like, I gotta pay incremental upgrade fees again.
You gotta start somewhere. You gotta start at the beginning.
I'm gonna start with Tricky. That's the only game I need to go back and play. Fuck you.
There was a sizzle reel. We got some new footage of Scott Pilgrim EX, which looks great.
Yeah, it does.
Another Eden Begins, Reanimal, WWE 2K26, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown, Disney Dreamlight Valley Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, PGA Tour 2K25, Coldcept Begins, Goat Simulator 3, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun, and Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition. We then got some Resident Evil stuff. There's going to be Amiibo that's hilarious, and a controller that looks terrible.
Yes, but you can switch between first and third person.
Yeah, you can. There it is again.
So now I'm actually interested in this game.
Look at that.
Apparently you can do that in Resident Evil 8 as well, and I didn't know. And now I actually want to go play it, because I've never made it through Village, because it's first person, and I just don't like playing it that way. For me personally, I know a lot of people really like Village. And I want to really like Village. I love, like, the beginning of that game is cool, and the story seems really cool, and it's fucking creepy in the mansion, and the fucking rednecks, and the, like, weird shit in the kitchen, and, like, your wife, and all this fucking weird shit. It's all in first person, I just can't fucking do it.
Their big closer. I thought Resident Evil was their big closer, but no. Friggin' Todd Howard came out, talked about how great Nintendo is. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, I thought that looked terrible.
It looks like Fallout 4.
Yeah, but like,
that's what that game looks like. It is not. They did not make that game prettier at all. But you're not really playing Fallout for the graphical.
Oh no, but like, even by those, like, there were so many weird shadow glitches going on. Everything was all kind of funky looking. It just, I don't know. I didn't feel good about that one at all.
That was the thing that Penny was the most excited about. I mean, she's so super obsessed with Fallout right now. Depending on the price, that game plus all 6 DLCs,
content-wise, there's a lot going on.
A massive amount of game. Just a fucking incredible amount of content.
They showed off Indiana Jones The Great Circle. We finally got to see some Switch 2 footage. I think it looks great.
It does.
obviously it's not going to look as good as the PS5 one, but it looks like a pretty solid port to me. Especially in contrast with Fallout. Like, wow, shit, okay, this looks good.
Yeah.
And then there was Oblivion Remastered, and I don't really know how to feel about that, because I don't really understand the Elder Scrolls games.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, so the issue that I had with this being like a Nintendo partner direct is that there really wasn't anything new. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, but those are old games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we knew Pragmata was coming. We knew that Resident Evil Requiem was coming. We knew that Scott Pilgrim was coming. Like,
Orbitals was reasonably new-ish, I guess. I think that took a lot of people by surprise. But yeah, for the most part, this is all stuff
there just wasn't like a big thing.
It's just, here's some updates on stuff you already know about. And yeah. But it's a partner showcase. I never really expect a lot out of this. And I was perfectly whelmed by the whole thing. It's a solid amount of content, so whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think that Orbitals game looks incredible. That might end up being a day one purchase for me. Going back to the story we talked about earlier, though, of like their stock taking a hit, and whatever, and not having big titles. I didn't see anything in here for people to be like, well, fuck, I gotta get a Switch 2 now.
Yeah, that's not really going to move the needle, because most of this stuff isn't exclusive.
No.
But I do want to dovetail into a different story. The Nintendo Life reported in the Japanese Direct, I believe, we got the Konami and M2 announced new Goemon Switch collection. There are 13 retro titles included, from Famicom to Super Famicom to Game Boy and Game Boy Color. That's not coming out here in North America for obvious reasons, being that there would just be an insane amount of translation involved, because almost none of these came out in North America. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that this is Japan exclusive, but I think that was the only major difference in the presentations, if memory serves. So, all in all, it was fine. Your turn. Yeah,
it was fine. This story just warms the cold, bitter cockles of my heart. Dexerto reports that Minecraft is adding a free DLC. It is the Good Trouble DLC. If you know that phrase, that is triggering for some people and very heartwarming for other people. But this is going to allow players to explore various civil rights movements in history, including marching across the Edmund Pettus Bridge with John Lewis, learning about Malala Yousafzai's fight for girls' education, Nelson Mandela and his fight to stop apartheid, Rosa Parks' battle against racism, the Black Lives Matter movement, the suffragettes, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This is fucking great. I think this is awesome. It's free. The skins are like, I don't know, like, just looking at the fucking Gandhi skin and the Malala, like, it's just fucking funny, because they're all walking arm in arm and like they're marching and they're all Minecraft people. It's fucking silly. But I just thought this was so cool that this was coming out and that it was free, and that, like, here, kids, learn about some shit while you play Minecraft. I just want to throw some fucking diamond armor on Mahatma Gandhi. Go start fucking tearing people up.
Diamond armor on.
That's right.
Oh,
I don't even know if diamond armor's like the tippy top anymore, and I don't care. The joke still stands. That's what I want to do. This last one's for you, though, Chris, because this is just fucking funny to me.
Well, Oh, Time Extension reports Doom is coming to Evercade.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Forgot about that one.
Ta-da. That's all you need to know.
That's right. Fine. I will take the last one.
Take the last one.
I feel
Take it.
That I should apologize as, the resident Sony fanboy here. Push Square reports, and I am reporting to you, me, your friend, co-host, Dan Ryan. I'm sorry, PS3 users, but Netflix is dropping support for Sony's 20-year-old console next month. So
That's
next
right.
week,
They did currently have PS3 support.
Updated, new-ish Netflix app on fucking PS3. No more as of next month. You gotta
it's
upgrade.
The end of an era.
You gotta upgrade
Netflix
at least
on
to
one
the
of your other
PS4.
many devices. How many people are using Netflix on PS3 still? You gotta wonder.
God, probably more than you would think.
Probably.
You know?
'Cause I'm thinking the number's really small.
I'm thinking of like 7. So it's probably more than that. But no, like, you got a PS3 in like a kid's room somewhere with fucking Minecraft on it and Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, that seems reasonable to be happening in more than 7 households across the world.
At least 8.
Maybe even 9. I might even go so far as to say 9. That's so weird, though. Anyway.
Yeah.
No more Netflix for you.
All things must end. I can't believe the Wii one went away before that one did.
Right? It's wild. Anyway.
All right, everybody. That's it. That was week-old news. That's what's been going on in the week of our Lord, February. Like today, we're recording it February 6th, so this is all news this week. So whatever.
That's right.
Time works. Anyway, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. I'm going to get some more water. And when we come back, we're going to check in with the checkpoint, talk about what's been going on in our lives. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from geekade.com. Stick around.